And here is the change that you've been waiting for. My name is Deborrah Cooper. I am the advice columnist here on the Debsterism channel and on the blog survivingdating.com. I've been doing what I've been doing since the early 1990s, so I come with a lot of experience. What we do on Tuesdays is respond to letters that have been previously submitted for consideration for this show. Not every letter submitted is picked, of course, but we usually we get a pretty good percentage of them in at one point or another. Maybe not the same week you sent it; might be a week or two later. But we try to get most of them addressed. As long as your letter has widespread appeal, then we will consider it. Everybody here contributes to the responses, so don't just listen to what I say if you submitted a letter. Also, take a peek at the chat room because sometimes they live in the area or the country that you're writing from, so they have more particular and personal knowledge about resources or laws and things like that than I would have. I'm here in California, so in USA. So a lot of stuff, I get a lot of people here from the UK and Canada about, stuff I just don't know. And so if that's your case, be sure to check out the comments in the chat room. Yes, this is everybody's favorite show. I'm glad to have that kind of support and pub around here. Thanks you guys for your loyal long-term support. Let's get started because we got only 21 today versus 22, which is what it's been for the last, I don't know, couple of months. So I think I can breeze right through this. I want to say, I don't know if she's here. Jim Doll is the one who sent me my wine glass with wine aerobics on it. So I just want to give her another shout out. I'm still using it. I haven't damaged it yet. But let's get started, you guys. Let's go with question number 1. Remember, this is 21 questions today. This is question number 1 of 21. This is from a young lady in the 18 to 21 age group out of the UK. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 months. Since the start of our relationship, I told him that I would rather pay for food or necessities I need myself because if he paid, I have a fear he may think that I owe him. I do not work. I'm fresh out of school going into college, and my boyfriend doesn't work as well, but he's from a very well-off family, and I'm not. He's 19, I'm 18. But there's an issue now. Anytime I'm with him and we're both hungry, I would usually buy food for me and him to be polite. At first, this wasn't an issue, but I would expect him to offer to pay half for his meal or something. The first time I was okay with this. The second time I was a bit off, but it was okay. The third to eighth time, or maybe more, I was very off about it because not once has he offered to pay for his half of anything. So 5 days ago, I was with him. He said he was hungry, and I thought he was going to buy food for himself, so I'm going to get food if he was hungry. But then he said, oh, never mind. Basically, he was expecting me to pay. I have bought him gifts and so many stuff with a light heart because I love him. I have never asked him for anything, but I respect him to not ask me for things if I don't do the same. It feels like I'm babysitting him in a way. Is he using me or am I overreacting? Please help me. If I am overreacting, maybe I will fix my behavior, not try to ask him to pay. Oh, another young lady not trusting her perception of reality. Girlfriend, you got a bum. I don't care if his family's well off. He's a dusty bum. And what you need to do is find your voice and stop holding this in and worried about a relationship. You say, look here, son, I am not even working. I'm a student. You're younger than you. You coming from a family with money. I don't. So from now on, anytime we go somewhere and there's food to be bought, you're going to buy it. If you decide that you don't want to do that, then you need to get out of my life because I'm tired of supporting you or fronting you with your wealthy ass family. You can get money from them. I don't have that luxury. Every dime I get, I have to earn it. So you trying to sponge off of me and think I'm gonna be buying you shit all the time? What? I'm not you ain't my pimp. So you need to understand, dude. You either get off your ass and you buy some stuff, or you just get out. Because I don't want a relationship that's so one-sided. And that's what you tell him. It's very simple. And you won't miss anything. Just think of all the money that you have. You've been paying for two, for two, for two. And then you only have to pay for one. You'll have more money. I just don't understand it. And that's the thing. He's not supposed to assume you're going to pay for him. He's supposed to, you offer or you tell him, oh, I'm going to, I'll treat or something like that. But he just sitting up there thinking that, this is the lifestyle that he's going to be living of the rich and famous on your dime. Psh, That motherfucker was starved to death. To death. Do you hear me? Be a skeleton in his chair. Sitting there waiting for me to feed him. Psh, please. Exactly. I don't know. I don't know what kind of relationship this is. And she's only, she's what? What did she say she was? She's 18 and he's 19 and she's bought him gifts and all that kind of stuff. And what you haven't said, what he's gotten you, which looks like nothing from my perspective, because otherwise you would have mentioned it. So this relationship is totally one-sided. Leave him alone. Get him out of your life. He's a sponge. Question number 2, male, 21 to 25, out of Humboldt County, California. Ooh, now I should know where that is, but I don't. Whose birthday? Is it your birthday, DP? Oh, it is? Well, happy birthday. Oh, she's a Virgo. Yay. Well, happy birthday. Glad we didn't miss it. Male 21 to 25. Okay, so for the last little while, though, I've had some serious questions about my sexuality, and I'm pretty much certain that I am bi now. It took me about a week or so to build up the courage to tell my girlfriend of 3 years, but I did, and her reaction was not what I expected it to be at all. She gave me an awkward okay when I first said it. I tried to explain myself, but then she just wound up asking me why I'd been hiding it from her. I asked her why she think I'd been hiding it, and then she says that no one can be in a 3-year relationship and not know that. I became angry and asked her why she's being so insensitive. She didn't tell me that she should ask me the same question and that I shouldn't have been lying to her. We haven't talked since yesterday. I don't know where I went wrong here. It took me a while to figure this out and open up and told her as soon as I could have. I just can't understand why she refused to believe me or just takes such great issue. Did I handle this wrong? Yes, you absolutely did. Because soon as you say you've been thinking about this for a long time, as soon as your bitch ass started thinking about it, you're supposed to say something to her. I'm thinking that I might be bi, or I'm confused about my sexuality. This and that, blah, blah, blah. That's what you weren't supposed to tell her. You're not supposed to wait until years pass and you just finally decide to make a decision and then tell her and then just think you're going to drop that bomb on her and she's going to be okay with it. Are you out your mind? Not only that, all this time she's been dating a dude that she thought was heterosexual. Okay, now you talking about you a switch hitter and a fence jumper and she's supposed to be okay with that? She's not okay with that. She don't want your dick dipping ass no more. Okay, I don't know why that's so hard for you to understand. You suck dick, sir. You fuck men in the ass, or you gonna want them to do it to you. So a normal woman does not want a man whose dick has been up on some other dude's dick, some other dude's ass or some other dude's mouth. I don't know why that's so hard for you to understand. She's heterosexual. That means she likes straight men. You ain't straight. So there's no future for her there with you. I don't understand why you don't understand this. I don't know what he is. I don't give a fuck what he is. What label it is and what frosting you put on it, what box he jumping out of today. The bottom line is he likes dicks. She likes dicks. She don't loan a man who likes dicks. Okay, so you out. Your 3-year revelation has just ended your relationship with her. Now it's time for you to go find you a dude who likes to switch, hit, and fence jump like you do. I don't understand why this is such a big, big confusion for him. Oh, did somebody? Oh, no, thank you. Whoever made that donation, I missed it. I'm running my mouth. But yeah, I don't know. Don't nobody want that. Just imagine you be trying to kiss him, and then you imagine where his mouth been wrapped around some other dude's dick. That would not work for me. I don't know no woman with good sense that would work for. Any woman who thinks that that's okay is a dumb bitch. That's what I'm saying. So, sitting up there talking about, I don't understand why you guys are so anti-bi and all this stuff. Bitch, you stupid. Okay, you sitting up there, you're going to end up with all kind of coochie rot and shit trying to figure out what happened. And it's like, you going into the scene knowing there's some fucked up shit. It's one thing when they hide it from you and then you don't find out after you married and got a couple of kids. Well, yeah, then I can understand being livid and wanting to shoot a motherfucker. But you ain't even married. And dude is straight telling you, all these dudes you meet and telling you, well, this is what I like to do. And you still want to be in a relationship with him anyway. You a dummy. I can't. I'm anti all of that shit. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want you coming in here smelling like nobody's nuts. You ain't smelling like no your mouth been on nobody's ass. You ain't smelling like nobody's dick. You ain't kissing me with no mouth that's been in any of those kind of regions on some other man or no other woman either. I don't want to be bothered. And I really don't want to be bothered if you into dicks. You know what I mean? You just going over there. There's plenty of people that'll be with you. Other men, not me. So, people be having a problem with that. You know what? I had to say, have a side conversation. I was at my family's this weekend. Okay, did you guys watch this show called P Valley? I don't have TV, so the only time I see stuff is when I go up there. There's a dude on this show. I forgot they called him Uncle Clifford or something. But anyway, he dresses like a woman. He got nails and wigs and makeup and all stuff, false eyelashes. But he got a full beard and, the whole thing here. And he just looking all manly with all these other stuff. You saw that? I was just like shocked and appalled that this is on TV and kids are watching this shit. Okay, so then one of the mother of the little 14-year-old asked him, if you was dating a girl and she introduced somebody like that as her father, what would you do? He didn't say a word. He just went. He was playing video games. He just went psh, like that, right? And his mother had issue with it. She was upset. Like, that's not right. This and that. I had to defend. He was looking, disturbed. I said, no, it's right for him. You want to do that. I see you married to a heterosexual man. You ain't dipping and dabbing. So why you want your son to? That's some fucked up shit. And it's like if he don't want to do that, he don't want to be around that, he don't want to have a situation where he has kids with a woman and then he got to introduce their grandfather slash grandmother slash Uncle Clifford, whoever the fuck he gonna be today, to his kids and confuse the hell out of them. That's his right, and as a person. He has the right to make that choice for himself. And you don't have no right to jam it down his throat and tell him that it's wrong for him to make a decision that that's comfortable for him. Nobody said you got to like trans people, you know. Shit, they promoting themselves. Well, take your happy ass on over there somewhere. Don't everybody don't want to be bothered with you and your mental confusions and all this old shit. But it's like, if you want to do that, that's fine as a political thing. You do that. You do it over there. But that doesn't mean you want it in your family. That doesn't mean that you want your son, your kids to be looking at that shit. And that's the part people don't get upset. They be like, well, you're transphobic. No, I'm freak phobic. You're a freak. It ain't nobody trying to be bothered with that shit. Take that shit on over there somewhere. If a kid wants a normal little teenage boy, does not want to be dealing with that, he wants to have a heterosexual relationship with a girl who's got a normal daddy, normal mama, so he can have normal in-laws if he decides to marry him, and normal grandparents for his kid, well, that's his right. And you can't tell him otherwise. You might not like it because it excludes you, but I mean, so what? They might not like short people either. You short, so you get cut from that. Yeah, I just was so confused. I was looking at that. I'm like, wow, has TV really sunk this far? I was just shocked. So anyway, so that's something. All these different men going and doing all this weird shit, and then they want women and children to accept it. They want to jam it down your throat. And this little boy said no, and this woman here says no, and this guy's having a cow about it, and I just don't give a fuck. So if you was expecting sympathy, you wrote to the wrong person. I'm 199.9% on her side. Question number 3, female, 21 to 25 out of San Antonio. I did. Hi, Deb. I need your take on something. Recently, I've gone away on a work trip to another part of the state. I invited my boyfriend. He said yes, fully aware that we would be in the same house as my bosses and I would be working 5 to 7 hours every day. I would say that he was hesitant, but we figured this would be a nice vacation time for him in a new place. The house is really nice and we have access to vessels and get out on the lake. Yesterday is the second day that we've been here. Out of nowhere, he tells me he hates it here. He hates it here so much he wants to go home. And he's driving like a complete asshole. This put me into a panic attack. Then he got mad because I wasn't talking to him. Then he got mad because he threw a tantrum and and I said he was a child. We drove around for 1 or 2 hours and it was awful. He got mad again because he's sure he has ruined this for me. He started saying things that he knew would hurt me. How's he just going to go back home, a 10-hour drive, literally leaving me here with no other way to get home? He hasn't left, but he did sleep in a separate bedroom from me last night and hasn't spoken to me at all this morning. How could I communicate with him that he's being like this? Is being selfish or am I being selfish? He also has not seen or spoken to my bosses since we got here, which I think is very disrespectful. And in case you are wondering, this is not the first time this sort of thing has happened. Well, I'm wondering why you would stick around for the second. That's what I'm really wondering. Because, see, you get one time to act a fool with me, especially if something concerning my employment. And I trusted you enough to bring you around my bosses, and they're gonna be getting their image of me based on your acting a zip damn fool. Oh no, you were good because you let him. You were like, well, you evidently didn't want him to leave. I would have sent that motherfucking packing. Now, if he's in my car, he gonna take a cab, a train, a bus, walk, skateboard, bike. Whatever, crawl. I don't give a fuck how he gonna get back. 10-hour drive, but he ain't taking my car, leaving me stranded. Now, if you came in his car, then why can't you just ride back with your bosses? I don't know if it's sassy or not. I'm just being real. I just have a very, I'm just, that's just me. And I just am very firm about what my boundaries are and what I'm going to do and what you going to do and stay in my life. And there's very strict limits on that. Anytime you waver off of that path, then you get the boot. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered. But yeah, so she said that's not the first time that this happened. Girlfriend, why did you let him stick around in your life and act like this and treat you like this? You getting panic attacks and he's driving around throwing tantrums and acting stupid. So what you're supposed to do is go and wake him up to or wherever he is and tell him get in your car and go because I have stuff that I need to do here and I'll enjoy myself by myself with my bosses. It's not a problem. You go on and then when I get back, make sure you make an appointment with me so you can come and get your shit out of my house. Because whatever this fucked up shit is we got going on, that bullshit is over. It's over. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you and your tantrums, your 2-year-old acting ass. I'm done. Okay? That's what I would tell him. And then I would be gone. That would be over. But like I said, but the one time he did it the first time, it would have been over. So he would have went on this trip. Now with me, question number 4, female, 25 to 29 out of the UK. To start it off, my boyfriend is smart, creative, kind, and appears to be a great match for me. We have good chemistry, definitely great friends. We've been dating about 8 months and planning on moving in together. But about 4 months ago, there was 2 weeks of this persona. The best I can describe it was like a stereotypical older Jewish man who whinnied whenever I touched him. Whinnied like a horse, like, what the hell? Like actually would pretend to be in pain. And then I'd ask, does this hurt? And he would go on with the oohs and the ahs while dramatically pretending he was in pain. Nope. 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 Who knows if he's jealous? But you know what? Y'all trying to figure out a reason why he's acting a fool. Who gives a shit? If we don't need to find the reason to try to justify his idiocy and disrespect, he's disrespecting her. He's acting a zip damn fool. He's out. Whatever is his reason. Nobody gives a shit what your reason is. Maybe your mother. That's the only person. Okay. So yeah, this is where just one day I was straight up like, nah, this is killing my eggplant drive. I do not find this attractive and it's getting annoying. He stated that he would stop and this persona went away. He talks about how he had intimacy trauma from a young age and that he was working on it and that he would bring it up in therapy. Yes, he attends, which is awesome. No, it's not. You're dealing with a nutcase, chick. Fast forward to now, for about the last month, there has been this new persona. Again, the best way to describe it is like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. He acts extremely pessimistic and complains. He's also very whiny. This persona comes out especially in the mornings. This morning he started doing it, being like, everything is terrible. My girlfriend won't even hug me. I snapped. I told him he was annoying me with this Eeyore thing and that is whining and off-putting. He told me he would change. I asked if there's a reason this persona comes out and he was just very quiet. We just sat there in silence. I'm looking for some insight, maybe a different perspective on how to work with him or if someone has ever gone through something similar. No, because we have better sense than you do. We would not be putting up with this bullshit. You've been dealing with this fool for 8 months. I suggest it not be 8 months and a day. He's a mental case. Okay, he's going to therapy for whatever his situation is and talking about he has childhood trauma and intimacy trauma and all this kind of stuff. What you have is a broken egg. Okay, your ass ain't, he's Humpty Dumpty. Remember, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. And that's the same thing as you. You can't fix this. You are not equipped. You don't have the tool set. Get out of this situation before he drags you down. He's a nut. If I was your mother, I'd be over there beating your ass right now. This old crazy fuck sitting up here with changing personalities like he changes drawers. No, no. Why don't these young girls want somebody that's got some sense? They gonna find all these broken, confused, don't know what sex they are, don't know what gender they are, don't know who they want to fuck men. Why is there nobody normal out there in your age groups anymore? It's just all these old broken, twisted up, fucked up men. Ladies, you have to have more discernment about who you involve yourself with and who you sleep with and who you have kids by. We're going to talk about, it's going to be the Sunday sermon. I forgot. Because I'm done. I'm done with these girls having kids with these idiots. If I see one more letter or one more story about my baby daddy is this and that and blah, 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 and the fool was already exhibited all them traits and you knew he was stupid and you having a baby with him, the motherfucker got learning disabilities, he limps with one leg shorter than the other, he got like a lazy eye, his shit cries across and shit. He can't read, he can't spell, he dyslexic, he's autistic, he's got all this shit going on. And like extra fingers and all kind of bullshit like that. Mental illness in his family, all this stuff. And you want to have a baby with him. You don't think that all that shit might trickle down into your kid. He's useless. He don't have a job. He ain't about shit. And here you are wanting to have a kid by him. So we're going to talk about that on Sunday. We're going to talk about that on Sunday. And those of you who fall into this category, be prepared to have your feelings hurt. Because I'll be asking, what the fuck was you thinking when you did that shit? And some of you sitting up here with pregnant by the motherfucker the second time. First kid already fucked up, and here you go having another one. You was really tripping. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to be like very harsh. So if you can't handle harshness, then you don't. Then you might want to avoid the Sunday sermon because I'm going to be reading some people. You just fucking up the gene pool with all of this. I guess so, lady boss. But this ain't the time for all of that. This ain't the time for that. This is not the time. We are in some hardcore times. You need to be better. Ain't nobody got no extra time to be wasting on bullshit like that. And you have a choice and you sit up there having some old defective ass kids or some old defective ass motherfucker. Well, see, that's what yeah, exactly. Once is a mistake. But I'm just saying you don't even need to make that mistake. When did I write the stupid motherfucker Gene article? About 15 years ago. And everybody was hearing about you reading it and stuff. That article went viral when I first wrote it. It ain't shit changed. Okay? Now, you having babies by stupid motherfuckers, and you're going to have stupid motherfucking kids that look just and act just like they dumbass daddy. All crazy and shit. Dependent, all kinds of fucked up people. Not to mention, are they ugly? Okay? Then you could, the kids is ugly. You know what disservice you do to your children? Having ugly ass, stupid ass kids with birth defects and learning disabilities. Oh my God. I don't know what y'all thinking. So let's move on. I keep getting sidetracked. This is going to take forever. Question number 5. This is a female 30 to 35 out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Thanks, Robin. Yes, girl. Female 30 to 35. Okay, my mom can be pretty judgmental and controlling at times, but she usually means well. She does have too much time on her hands. She stays home and is on disability and often makes a stink over really stupid issues that literally no one else ever considers. Case in point, she sent me a message telling me that since I didn't send my little sister, she's 17 and still in high school, a card, she filled one out and acted like it was from me. My sister immediately noticed it was in my writing and questioned why my mom filled out the card. I live 3,200 miles away, so I wasn't there. But my mom also told me nobody sent her a card. My family doesn't care. I'm pretty annoyed because it's not like I didn't acknowledge her birthday. I asked her what she wanted and she wouldn't tell me, so I just sent her $150 electronically as well as a nice message saying happy birthday. I find cards to be a waste of money and pretty much never send them, but I always send a gift of some sort. Is it wrong of me to be annoyed with my mom? I'm 100% positive my sister didn't even care about getting a card. I also try not to spoil her throughout the year, not just on her birthday. I frequently send her several $100s worth of designer clothes, shoes, makeup, etc. I video chat with her on a weekly basis. I don't think she feels neglected, but what do I know? What should I do in this situation? Tell your mother to butt the fuck out. And this is the thing, 17 is not a special birthday. When your sister turns 18, when your sister turns 21, when your sister turns 30, when your sister turns 40, 50, and 65, well, you probably won't be around that long, depending on how much older you are than her. But, those are big birthdays. So the next year, you should send her a card. Not only should you send a card, you should write it, get the card that's empty, and share your feelings about her. Like, remember back when she was born and how she used to chase you around. I mean, put some memories in there. Make it meaningful. Not just a card from, Hallmark with the standard greeting. Get the blank card, and I want you to write stuff to your baby sister and make it a card that she will cherish for the rest of her life because it will have a story in it and it will have your feelings in it. That's the only kind of card really worth getting, okay? Unless it's a funny one. I have some funny ones. People said that was hilarious. I kept those too. But in general, cards just go in the garbage can. So you're right. Nobody keeps all those basic ass cards. But at some point you got to really tell your mother to butt out, that she's messing with your relationship with your sister, that she's not a part of your sibling relationship and she needs to stay out of it. Y'all got this, you know. Now she's retired, she's at home, she's on disability. She needs some hobbies or something. She probably needs her little boyfriend so she have something to do and some place to go. Something to occupy her mind and her time besides y'all. So if I were you, I'd start looking around for that. Introduce her to some little widower or something so she could have herself a quote friend. And then she'll leave y'all alone because she'll be too busy giggling and running around with him. Question number 6, male, 21 to 25 out of New York. My girlfriend and I went over to my parents' house for dinner the other night, and there was some alcohol involved. We were all drinking, having a good time. Now, my dad has been known to flirt and talk to other women. This has included my girlfriend. My mom knows about it, and she's usually okay because she's a big flirt herself. I haven't asked them about their sex life as they are my parents, but I could definitely see them as swingers. I've talked to my girlfriend about the comments that he makes. I told her I would talk to him if anything made her uncomfortable. She insisted that it didn't, that she thought it was funny and actually nice to hear. Your girlfriend's stupid. I was kind of surprised she felt that way, but I wasn't going to do anything about it since she was fine. Well, when we were about to leave, we were giving our goodbye hugs and stuff, and he first pulled her in tightly, and then he grabbed her butt, squeezed it, and said, "Son, you're a lucky guy." And that motherfucker still breathing and still got his hand? Okay. She laughed and didn't seem too upset about it. While she was walking away, he made another inappropriate comment about it. I had enough then and told him to stop, and he was being disgusting. He got riled up and said to stop being such a pussy about it. I started yelling back at him and cussed at him. He started coming at me, but my girlfriend pulled me away. When we were riding home, she asked me why I had to cause that. I told her that I thought it was gross that my dad would do something like that. She told me that she believed I was wrong for causing the fight because she didn't have a problem with what he was doing. She said she took it as a compliment and thought it was funny. She also said it was rude for me to try to take up for her like that. Wow! That if I respected her, that I would have let her handle it herself. Since then, she has seemed upset with me. I haven't heard from my dad, but my mom texted me and said that what I did was uncalled for too. Was I wrong here, Deb? Should I apologize to my girlfriend, or is our relationship even worth saving? How do I handle things with my family moving forward? No, your girlfriend is a hoe. Your girlfriend is a hoe. Your dad is a hoe, and your mom is a dumb bitch. I hope I make myself clear. There's no boundaries in your family whatsoever, and your girlfriend don't have none either. You the only one with good sense and good boundaries. There are certain things that you just don't do. Okay? And squeezing your son's girlfriend's ass and all this kind of stuff is one of those things. Now I'm gonna tell you, had that been me and my boyfriend's dad squeezed my ass, he wouldn't have had to do anything because I would have kicked him in the nuts and beat his ass myself. I would have been punching, screaming, kicking, clawing, and telling him not to put his fucking hands on me. Who the fuck did he think he is? Stuff along those lines. It would have been a all-out brawl. Okay, and if the mama tried to get, I'm gonna beat her ass too. And then me, I then like when I get really upset, I start picking up blunt objects and bopping folks in the head with it and stuff. Folks be going down. I did it to my own cousin, busted his head open, blood everywhere. You think I give a fuck about some boyfriend and his family if I did it to my own cousin? So I'm going to say this, sir. Cut your losses. Cut her out of your life immediately because she's going to get you killed. She don't have no boundaries and she thinks shit like that is funny. Would she think it was funny if one of your buddies did it too? Her boss at work? That's funny too. You see what I mean? She doesn't have any, her boundaries are just all kinds of fucked up. So you get rid of her. Get rid of her because she's not the right kind of person. She don't have no sense. Then you talk to your mama and your daddy. I would just really put them on waivers for a minute while I try to figure out what I was going to do and what kind of relationship we might be able to save here. Because that was so fucking disrespectful. That was so disrespectful. He just treated you like you was nothing, like you was shit. And you're his son, and that's the best he could do. And then your bitch ass mama gonna call you and tell you that you was wrong because you didn't like your father pawing on your girlfriend. See, your parents, I don't know. This is, I would be through with all of them personally because see, from my perspective, when I see how people behave, and the motivation behind their behavior is what I look at. Not what they said and what they did today. What happens, what's going on in their head and heart and their psyche that makes them think that's okay. That's what I look at. And when you find the source of someone's behavior, you know that that's not going to change because that's their belief system. That's their moral stance. That's their value system. It's in complete opposition to yours. So when you have a situation like that, whether it's your family, a friend, a coworker, whatever, you have to put that person on the outside of your life. I'm telling you, your father is very weird. And this is how I think about that stuff. Say you had a 14 or 15-year-old daughter and he grabbed her ass, grabbed her boob. What would you do? Whatever that is, that's how you need to feel about any girlfriend or wife you have. The same thing. Your father he's foul and funky and just an asshole. So if I were you, I would put them on, like I said, some serious waivers and not be bothered with none of them. That's what I'm saying. That's how I do things though. Like I said, you don't look at just what they said now. You look at what is the motivation behind that statement and those behaviors. When you look at that as the root core source of these beliefs, which are the basis upon which these behaviors are launched, then you understand that these people are trash. Your girlfriend is trash. Anybody that you're going to be around them, your father's going to feel like he has the right to paw on them when he wants to, grabbing somebody's ass and rubbing their boobs all over his chest and stuff like that. No. See, I would be beating everybody's ass. And if you didn't join in, I would beat yours too. So, we don't know that, but what we do know is that she thought it was funny. She thought the shit was funny. And it's never funny. That's a boundary violation. And don't be coming up with shit that you just think in the back dark recesses of your mind. See, this drives me crazy about these people that come in this chat. You create a fantasy in your mind and act on it and make these statements like it's a reality. You don't know what that girl is attracted to. Shut up. You don't know shit about this girl. All we know about this girl is that she, in this moment, thought the shit was funny. But a lot of women think shit like that is funny. You know what I mean? Because they get nervous and they laugh because they don't know what to do. Like a guy does something inappropriate to them. They're uncomfortable. They don't really like it, but they laugh because they don't really know what to do. So, there could be some of that in there too. We don't really know. But since she was with her boyfriend And, she had backup. There would be no reason for her to be nervous and not really know what to do. But maybe she felt like if she said something, it would cause a rift in the family or nothing. Who knows? But all I know is you don't know what you're talking about. And we don't know none of that for a fact. And we sticking to the what the man said in the letter because that's the only facts that we have. Everything else is mere conjecture. I hate that. I hate that shit. Anyway, let's move on. Question number 7. Female 37 to 45 out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Hey, Auntie Deb, thank you for all that you're doing to empower women. I am 40 years old now, but unfortunately, due to growing up in a traditional and by default dysfunctional black household with a narc mother who was married 4 times, wow, there was zero discussion about dating, sex, how to choose a man, what characteristics to look out for, what to expect in a healthy relationship. You get my drift. Listening to your channel for the past few years has truly changed my dating and social life for the better, giving me tools and saved me precious time and heartache. Oh, good. The question is more to pick your brain. Most people perceive me as significantly younger than I am, so I'm approached quite frequently by men who initially think I'm in my 20s. I only mention this because I think it makes me appear young and dumb, especially to middle-aged dusties who don't realize that we're actually the same age. Anyway, in the past couple of weeks, I've been approached by 2 different men, both late 30s or 40s, one black and one Asian, who seemed decent enough to exchange phone numbers with, but on the first text/chat, both asked me to go out on a date on the same day we met, i.e., what are you doing later? What are you doing after this? One I met while grocery shopping. I work in tech and have always worked remotely before COVID and have a very busy schedule. I'm not really on the market due to feeling a bit cautious about dating during the pandemic based on having respiratory issues, so neither of these was a loss. But both reacted very upset and shocked that I refused to drop everything I was doing to go out with them. I've never been a fan of same-day dates because I don't think either person has enough time to figure out if you even have anything in common and want to spend face-to-face time. And it doesn't give the man time to set up and make arrangements for a proper date. I'm pretty traditional when it comes to gender roles and men putting in effort. What I want are your thoughts on this same-day date thing. It seems like men out here meeting women expecting their time immediately. Do you think this is a result of dating app or hookup culture? Would you ever entertain a same day date? Was I right in avoiding both of these men? Is this some kind of narc or predator tactic? Again, Deb, just more of a what do you think question. Always appreciative of your wisdom and savagery. I would say this, if you were interested in them, which of course you just met them, so how would you know that? You would say, well, I'm really busy. I've got, deadlines. You work in tech, right? So you always could use your work as an excuse. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, that sounds fun. But I have a deadline that I have to meet. I'm about to do some 12 or 15-hour days. Unfortunately, I just can't do it right now. In other words, lie. Okay? I can't go right now, but how about on Saturday, Sunday afternoon? So I'm give them an alternative and see what they say. It's a test. If he really wants to see you, he'll jump at the chance. He'll like, really? Okay, yeah, let's do that. So you can be, give it your full attention. And you be like, yeah, because I'm just like I can't even relax. I can barely sleep. I'm just so stressed out about this. So I really wouldn't be a good prospect for a date. Not right now. Not until I turn this project in. This and that. Just lie. Shit. What the fuck? They don't know your schedule. The question is that she met them 2 men and they both wanted to meet them on the same day. They said, "What are you doing after this conversation?" And, trying to get her on a date. With no planning, no nothing, just some spur of the moment shit like they 15. So that's how you do that. You put them off, and you use a very valid excuse that they can't argue about, right? Deadlines. And then when you say that, then that's a test. And you see what they say. If they say, "Oh, well, never mind," then they were just after they were trying to do the bum rush thing where they could try to, negotiate, navigate to some ass real quick. If they say, "Oh, that sounds great," I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were that busy and stuff. But yeah, let's do that. Let's make a date for blah blah blah. Where would you like to go? What time would you, are you going to be available? Blah 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 blah. Okay, then that gives him time to set up a decent date, like he's a man in his 40s and 50s with some fucking sense. Okay, instead of acting like a goddamn thirsty ass teenager. I hate that shit too. I'm telling you how to do it in a diplomatic way. Knowing me, I wouldn't do that. I think, what kind of shit is this? You think that just because I met you that I'm just so thirsty, I'm going to be running around dropping everything I got to do to go hang out with your fucking ass? We're not going to do that. If you can't ask me out like you got some goddamn sense, I don't want you to just lose my number. Because one thing I don't do is dusty ass bums. And you coming across like one right now. I gotta go. And I would hang up. So, that, but I'm not advocating that you be like me. I'm advocating that this is a test and this, you know, you I think this would be good for you to run this test. So you would be that question in your mind, which seems to be there, which, you didn't really say, but I'm reading between the lines. You want to know, is his interest real or is it just some game? And that's one way for you to find out. Okay. Well, we don't know. I mean, some of these dudes, they're not thirsty. They're trying to see if you are. So don't always think it that think it's that way, because a lot of women will drop everything they have, leave their kids in the house by themselves, all kind of shit, to go and just dick chase with some motherfucker they just met and don't know shit about. So he's trying to see if you one of them types of women. What you got going on in your life that you can drop everything, or if you have to make plans. So that's why, since you have especially this kind of job that you have, it's totally perfect to do what I just said. Okay. So there you go. Question number 8. Oh my God, we're only on question number 8. Male, 26 to 29, out of Kentucky. I started seeing a girl with bad breath, and I don't know what I should do or say about it. I'm a pretty outgoing guy, but the girl I'm seeing is shy. She's attractive and fun to chill with. Her and I both want to keep seeing each other, but her oral hygiene is subpar. I have seen her 3 times so far, and each time it has gotten better. Example, the first time I could smell her sitting across the couch, but now only when we kiss. Her gums are also red and inflamed, which leads me to believe she has gingivitis. I'm about to throw up. Okay, let me finish this. She isn't gross or dirty, though. Her apartment is clean and she seems pretty clean besides her mouth. I want to keep seeing her, but I don't think I can if this problem continues. How should I approach this, Auntie Deb? I don't want to kill her self-esteem, and I also don't want to stop seeing her over something that can be easily fixed. Okay, see, Deb don't do fucked up mouths. Mouths. I just don't. I don't. Because see, when you have stuff like gum disease, if that bacteria goes down and travels in through your bloodstream, it will affect your heart valve. And you'll end up with a fucked up heart valve and end up with a heart murmur and shit. Okay? Because of the infection of the heart valve. This is reality. Your dental hygiene is very important. Okay? And you can see that her gums are red and inflamed. Okay, the bitch need to be at somebody's like oral surgeon or something. What they call it? Not the dentist. It's something else. It's the oral. There's a term for it. But anyway, that's what she need to be. So he could be working on her gums and doing some irrigation and all that kind of stuff to get whatever that fungus is that's growing in her mouth. Now, what you could do, another thing dentists recommend is rinsing your mouth with hydrogen peroxide. It foams and it cleans the bacteria out from under the gum line. Get her ass some of that and tell her to use it. The best way to do it is to rinse with your mouth for 30 to 40 seconds 5 times. You rinse, spit it out. Put some more in there. Rinse, spit it out. And each time it's cleaning the bacteria and stuff out. And after a week or so, the problem that she's having should be gone. Now, yeah, this is just a bit much, but I mean that's one way to approach it. The other is to tell her, I've noticed that your gums are red and stuff. What's going on in your mouth? They say that would be me. Orthodontist? Yes, thank you. Well, that's periodontist. That's it. Thank you, fan fave. It's a periodontist. That's it. Like an ophthalmologist is the eye doctor versus an optometrist. It's just like that. So yeah, periodontist. So that's what she need to be seeing. But, you, sir, you're going to have to say something to her. Like, you can't just ignore it. It's like the elephant in the room and you acting like it's not there. And you good, because she would not be kissing me. I'll be looking at them guns and be like, oh, no. No, 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 no. No. All that. You got to back up. Yeah, ortho is for braces. Yeah, it's not that. It's a periodontist. That's it. No, this wouldn't fly. So you better be careful, because you kissing and them bacterias, the human mouth is one of the nastiest things on the whole body, worse than the anus. And you are putting that, like her mouth meeting in your mouth, so whatever's in her mouth is going into your mouth and going into your bloodstream and your stomach and all these things. See, nah, I think about that. Yes, the cross, honey. I can't do it. I cannot. So you could, that would be my recommendation. You know, tell her that you notice, give her add some hydrogen peroxide, and tell her to use it forthwith and right away. Question, and so maybe some dental floss too. You know, you got to floss under that gum line. People just floss in the teeth. No, you got to go up, into the gum line and clean those food bits and particles of stuff out of there, all over your mouth. I'm just saying. I'm that's like I told y'all I be looking at people's mouth when I be looking, they be smiling. I'm looking at their gums and I'm looking to see if I see dark stuff going on. I had this one dude, I met him right and he was cool and everything until that motherfucker smiled and then his tooth over here was black. It was a black tooth in his mouth. Not a gold tooth, which was been bad enough. It was black. Now I don't know what kind of tooth turns black, but whatever it wasn't gonna be coming nowhere near me. That was shit was scary. So I'm looking at him like, oh, what's this? I have never seen anything like this before. And so I'm looking at his mouth right every time he's smiling. That black tooth is showing up there, looking like a Halloween jack-o'-lantern and shit. I'm like, oh no. I can't go nowhere with you. I cannot do this. So after that little meet and greet, he's like, oh, you want to go out again? Nope. Nope, Jack, I sure don't. I don't want to do that. I'm telling you, I just like, oh, looking all that. When the last time your ass been to the dentist, son? You looking a hot mess about the mouth. That's not going to work. No. I'm trying to tell you. Jack, last name O'Lantern. Nah, that ain't working for the Debster. Let's move on to question number 9. This is from a female in the 30 to 36 age group out of Manchester, England. Girl, y'all better watch them people with them bad dental hygiene. I'm telling you, that'll fuck your mouth up. The next thing you know, you be having all kind of dental caries and inflammations of the gum and trying to wonder what happened. You be sitting up there looking like twinsies with that old yuck mouth food that you was dating. No. My husband and I moved into our new house 2 months ago. I am 30 and my husband is 28. The neighbors have been nice and welcoming, but I've noticed one neighbor, she's 26, seemed to have taken a particular interest in my husband. He thinks I'm exaggerating, though, and that she's just being friendly. For one, whenever he goes outside, she conveniently also just happens to need to step outside of her house. She will always, without fail, initiate conversation with him, and it won't end unless he ends it. He was doing some stuff in our front yard once, and she stood there for a whole hour talking to him, where she will only talk to me if I initiate a conversation, and then she is polite but not overly friendly like she is with my husband. Oh, really? I'd have some shit for her. She brought over a plate of cookies once when my husband was out and asked me if he was home. She didn't seem to want to give me the cookies directly when I told her he wasn't. When he eventually did, she made a point to tell me they were from my husband. They were heart-shaped. Really? She compliments my husband a lot. She's constantly doing it. Wow, she need her ass beat. She asked for my husband's number, but not mine, to add to the neighborhood group chat, but never ended up adding him to anything. Yet she texts him a lot. The worst thing she's done is make sexual jokes around us and then be very passive-aggressive towards me when I tell her we don't like talking about our sex lives with strangers. She usually then tries to get my husband to go along with her. She lives with her parents and sister, and I've noticed they all become less friendly towards me too, but also overly friendly with my husband. Am I delusional? Or just less likable than my husband? Is there anything I can do to get her to stop? No, this is not on you. This is on your husband. So this is what you do. You sit your little dumbass, stupid ass, boundary violating motherfucking husband down and you say, look here, nigga, white boy, whatever the fuck he is, you are fucking up royally. Do you not establish any firm boundaries with this bitch? And I don't like it. Either you do it or I'm going to do it. And trust me, you don't want that to happen because I will rock this whole fucking neighborhood. So I suggest the next time when she comes over to talk to you, tell her I don't really want to talk to you because you talk to me all the time. It's inappropriate. I'm a married man. Go back to your house. That's what he's supposed to tell her. And then she want to bring him cookies and shit. He's supposed to take them cookies and right in front of her face, throw them in the trash can and give her plate back and say, I don't want anything from you. Okay, make it very clear he's not doing that. He's playing this game because he likes his, I guess it's an ego boost for him or something, which I could understand. You know what I mean? It's not a whole bunch of men that have some young girl chasing after him and all this old stuff. You know what I mean? I can understand where he got his little head a little swollen and all this old stuff. But see, that's where it needs to end, because what he's doing now is crossing a boundary, because his ego is putting him in a situation where he's disrespecting you and his marriage. In those people's eyes, his desire to talk to her takes precedent over him protecting you and your marriage. That's what you need to explain to him, how he's fucking up. So you're communicating something to these people that's very unsavory, and it will get your ass divorced. And you can go over there all the time. Because this, I'm going to take half of my house and I'm going to take half of your money and I'm going to be out. So I hope this bitch is something that you want to look at, because that's going to be the source of your divorce right here. Because you're not going to disrespect me like that. Especially right where we fucking live. Are you out your rabbit ass mind? You done lost, you crazy. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, that kind of stuff, man, I be waiting for stuff like that to happen so I could act a fool. But it never happens to me. It only happens to, these nice ladies that, but I don't know, my husband he was a beast anyway, because he had a female friend that tried that shit with him at a party we went to. I didn't have to do nothing, because he straight told her himself, bitch, I'm not trying to get with you. Look at my wife. She over there. She's the finest thing in this fucking room. What would I do? What I'm going to do looking at you? If I had wanted you, I would have got with you before I even met her. I'm not trying to be with you like that. That's how he had to check her, to make her, back off. And he did it right in front of everybody. So everybody got to hear. And she slinked her little tired ass all off into the corner and then left. And that was the last time we really saw her, other than at events or something. But, I didn't have to do a word. Now, see, that's how when you got a man who's about you and about your relationship, he's very protective of it. And that is what is missing in this picture. Her husband's not being like that. Yeah, girl, it's bop time. I'm trying to tell you. It's time to activate bop. But yeah, that bitch, she would get cussed. I'm just saying, she would have got cussed out. Say, get off my property, bitch. Don't you even set foot over here. I'm going to beat your ass. You step foot on my lawn, I'm going to beat your ass. You ring my doorbell, I'm going to beat your ass. You say any word to my husband, I'm going to beat your ass. So you need to stay your happy ass over there at your house and stuff with your parents and your sister and your dog and cat and goldfish and shit where the shit is safe. Because once you step onto my land, I'm going to beat your ass for being here, because I don't want you on my land. I want you at my house, and I want you talking to my husband, because it's mine. Everything in this bitch is mine. And you just a squirrel trying to get a nut. And it ain't going to happen, because I will beat your ass. That's it. I see everybody likes my bop, girl. I be talking about bop. You bopping folks upside the head. It's a good, wonderful thing to do. Yeah, but anyway, that's how I do. We're not going to do that. We're not going to play that. But your husband is the core of this, and he's the one who needs to put a stop to it. Question number 10, female 225 out of Jersey. So I grew up in a very Catholic household, and it was drilled in that, self-pleasuring and eggplant is bad and shameful. This scared me into promising to wait to have eggplant until marriage, which is fine if that's what floats your boat. But I realized in high school that I wanted to have it and enjoy it. So now I'm 22 and I've slept with a few people, but I really struggle with feeling guilty for wanting to have eggplant and actually having it. It's even worse when I'm with someone in a monogamous but friends with benefits type of situation. I don't want to change now that I'm having eggplant. I just want to feel more comfortable and confident about doing it. The shame I feel from being sexual just takes away from me being able to enjoy it, and it sucks. Do you have any tips, advice, books, movies, resources, or experiences on learning to not feel guilt and shame when having sex? Yes, this is it. Your little ass is 20. Well, how old are you? You 22. You a grown-ass woman. So it doesn't matter what you learned as a child. I'm sure you do a whole bunch of stuff that you learned as a child, like not make up your bed, not brush your teeth before you go to bed. You go to bed with dirty dishes in the sink, whereas your parents told you never to do that. We all do stuff that we're not supposed to do. So why are you going to pick on this one thing to feel guilty about and beat yourself up about is retarded. Okay? You're not your parents. And it's nice that they have the belief system, but obviously you don't. Own it. Be a grown-ass woman. You sitting up here whining and stuff. You doing what you want to do, and then you want to say, "Oh, but I feel guilty." Why? That's stupid. If you was gonna feel guilty about it, you shouldn't have done it. But now that you do it, and you say you don't want to stop, so that means you don't want to. You're not looking to stop it at all, ever. You enjoy it, so just own it. That's what real women do. Adult women, they own their shit, and they hold their head up high. No matter how fucked up the decision is that they made, it could be something like I decided to rob a bank or something. I mean, so it was a decision I made. It seemed like a good idea at the time, so I did it. But I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. I just know, if I got caught, I was stupid. I didn't plan well, whatever. So you don't worry about that kind of stuff. Grown women make choices, and then you also reap the benefits of them, and you also have to deal with any repercussions thereof. So all this guilt stuff, I don't know. I can't even spell guilt. It's not in my vocabulary. I don't even understand what the problem is. Well, she's 22. I don't know what she's doing. She didn't say nothing about school. I only go by what they write. She didn't say she was still in school, so she might be finished. At 22, that she could be finished with college. Question number 11, female 21 to 25 out of the UK. I caught my boyfriend looking through my phone today. I've always been completely faithful and never displayed the slightest reason for him to not trust me. Today I left my phone on the table while I hopped in the pool. When I got out, I opened my phone. It was still on a thread of text from over 6 months ago to a coworker. I confronted him about how that would have happened because it had to be him. There wasn't anyone else who could have done it. He denied it. Then he finally admitted it. And then he tried to turn it on me and blame me for being mad. I'm upset that he would even look or assume he would have to. He has no reason to not trust me as I've never done anything remotely shady or untrustworthy. I don't know how to convey to him why his actions were wrong and why it was invasive and shallow. I'm so annoyed. His reaction to me confronting him was beyond inappropriate. What approach should I take to deal with this situation? Break up with him. I don't understand why you ladies like to think that you have somebody who shows you what their character and that you're going to change it, that you're going to explain it to him, that you're going to negotiate, navigate, make a deal about him changing who and what he is. He's a grown-ass man. This is him. This is what he is. Now, if that's what he is, doesn't really jive with you because, see, it's not only that, he didn't even own his shit. He ain't a G. He's a little bitch ass punk man. He's sitting up there doing some dirt and then can't even admit it. He gonna try to flip it around and make it your fault that you got mad because he did some shit he wasn't supposed to do. That is he would have got fired on the spot if it was me. Yeah, it's time to break up because this is his character. He has no integrity. Anything you do with this guy, he's going to be more of the same. You guys, you see, this is the thing young girls just don't get. When a man shows you who he is, believe it. You got a man who sneaks around behind your back, spying on you like that, and then lies to your face about it. And then when you finally bust him out, then he tries to flip it around and make it your fault. What is that? That's gaslighting. That's narcissism. And it's wrong. It's emotionally abusive behavior. Get rid of him. This is it's not going to get any better. Okay, this is who he is. Every situation that you have where he feels like he's about to get jammed up, he's going to lie and flip it around to try to make it be your fault instead of his. He's not going to be accountable and responsible for what he's done. This is not a kind of man you want to invest and make an emotional investment in. He has poor character. Okay? So I hope that's, this is the thing I think, when you get older, you see stuff for what it is. You don't just see, like I said, this is the important part about this show that I do. I don't look at just at what they've done, what they've said. I look at what made them do that, why they felt they had the right to do that, what motivated them to do that. And that is where we come into a problem. And that is why I say that you need to break up with him, because that is who he is. It's never going to get any better. That's who he is. A lying, manipulative, gaslighting little weasel who wants to sneak around and do stuff and then hide his hands like he didn't do it. Like a kid. I don't know. Yeah, you think you different, girl. You think you can change him like your coochie is so snapalicious that it's gonna change him into something fabulous. He's just gonna be a dusty bum when getting all your snapalicious coochie. That's all it's gonna be. And you just gonna be wasting your time on a dusty ass bum that you knew was dusty from some early time in the relationship, but you kept staying around and you kept wasting more and more and more time. I just can't. Soon as I just lose interest. It's like a switch flips off. I can't do it. Once I lose respect for him or start thinking he's playing games and stuff, it's a wrap. Snapalicious. You know what I'm talking about. Don't be trying to play Amanda. You know what I'm talking about. So my dad say have a nigga looking for you in the daylight with a flashlight. Because just the sunlight itself is too dark. You can't see you. Okay, so let's move on. That was question 11. Let's move on to number 12. Female 18 to 21 from Seoul, South Korea. I'm an African American living in South Korea. My dad is in the service and stationed here. I'm trying to figure out a situation so you can tell me if I'm overreacting or if this situation is sexual harassment. A couple of days ago, my boss told me stuff that's very disturbing. He told me that he wants a bigger screen TV because porn looks better. He also told me that he doesn't wear any clothes at home except for his boxers. Sometimes when he does wear pants, he doesn't wear underwear. In Korea, there's this thing called MT, which is like a retreat for a couple of days for each department/major in Korea. The conversation went like this. Me, I've always wanted to go to college in Korea so I can go to MT. Boss, some people disappear in the middle. Me, why? Probably because they're drunk? Question, boss. You know what I'm talking about. Wink, wink, implying that they left to bang each other. Would you feel uncomfortable if you were in my shoes? Am I overreacting? Is it justifiable for me to feel uncomfortable and freaked out about it? I'm also really worried because I work 8 to 12 midnight and it's just me and him. I'm afraid to go to work. My friends want me to confront him, but I can't because I really need the money. It's really hard to find a job during this COVID time. Well, you need to start looking. Need to start looking. And I don't know what kind of weapon they have, but another good thing is it might make a good idea if your dad could come and pick you up a time or two and have a chat with old boy. Because he might be thinking that you there, by yourself. And it's really unfortunate that young girls in this age group are the main targets for these kind of perverts. But see, seeing as how you're African American, you have a ready-made stereotype that you can, start hitting him with. And I hate to do this, but let's see if you got enough nerve with your little 21 to 25-year-old self. Okay, so he's going to be talking about, that porn is better on a big screen. And you say, yeah, I guess that might be because even them little incy-bincy little Korean dicks like you got would look bigger on a big screen. Or you could say, well, he's talking about people, what did he say? Oh, wrong thing. The people disappear in the middle, implying that they left to go bang each other. It's like, I don't know why somebody would want to do that because I don't see no big old black men over here who want to be stuck with that little pee-wee ass dick that y'all got. So you have to say, even if it's not true, that's not the point. The point is that you have to hit him with some stereotypes that's going to shrink his dick down to size and his ego right along with it. It's like, I only fuck black men because I like that 8, 9 inches. Y'all ain't packing like that. So it ain't shit for you here. Don't even try it. All you're going to do is get your feelings hurt. Because ain't shit you could do for me, sir. Stuff like that. He want to be all talking about, yeah, you got to bop him with some words. Just break his ass off a piece. It's like, I don't know, I'm not wasting my time with you. That's some shit that make me be mad. Because I'd be like, where's the rest of it? You see what I mean? That kind of stuff. You just got to just slam him. And so then his feelings will be so hurt, he'll stop. But right now, he's feeling like he's got the upper hand because you're not saying nothing. And he's like, oh, she's young and she's scared, and that's turning him on, that he feels like you're intimidated. So with guys like this, you got to find your voice. You got to start just slam them. You can't bop him physically because that's your boss, but you can bop him verbally. Just like he's trying to talk shit to you, you can talk shit back. It's just the two of you there, so why not? Like, no, I'm not into micro penises. Stuff like that. Any whatever foul, funky thing you want to say. You see, my mind is full of funky shit to say. I would wear him out every time I see him. Be like, "Hey, shrimpy, shrimp meat, little D, all kind of stuff." He would have all kind of nicknames and stuff, and then be like, "That's disrespectful. That's your boss." Well, he wasn't worried about respect when he was talking shit to me. Now was he? See, that's why I don't worry about stuff like that. You open that door, motherfucker, I'm gonna do the Cabbage Patch and the James Brown and the electric slide and the nay nay and everything right through that bitch door that you opened up. And then we're gonna have a real party up in here, and your feelings is gonna be the ones that's gonna get danced on. It's not gonna be mine. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's just like when it comes to something that's fixing somebody, my mind just works at lightning speed. Because it's just like, I just look at them. It's like, okay, how can I hurt your feelings? Let me count the ways. And then I just start in on them. But yeah, I'd be like, his feeling would be super hurt. So even a micro penis on a big screen TV might look like it's something, but it's really not. I'm just saying. I don't know, but yeah, that would be my recommendation. So, you have any doubts, look through some of the What the Fuck Tuesday columns where I be saying nasty, horrible things to people, and you could just channel me. It'd be all right. Shut his ass down. He'll be straight real quick. Just talk about his dick size a little time or two. He'll be all right. Question number 13, male, 26 to 29 out of Memphis. I'm a 28-year-old white guy. I hope it's okay to write to you. Of course. I hope you can help me figure this out. I have this, quote, problem that always affects my relationships. I want to fix it. I make myself responsible with everything. I cook, I clean, I do chores. Oh, wow. I take care of the car. I organize everything. I run errands. I pay the bills. I do the taxes. Wow, come to my house, please. I do this at work, too. I do other people's tasks just to make sure all turns out right. Oh, no. I'm not a control freak at all. It's not about control here, but more about taking all responsibilities around me upon myself without expecting anything from those around me. The reason why I do this is because my father taught me to be like this. He always used to say, if you want something to be good, you have to do it yourself. My mom did very little around the house. My dad did about everything. The thing is that everybody was happy. My dad was satisfied that everything turned out the way he wanted it, and my mom was happy that she didn't have to do it. They were a very healthy marriage that will soon reach its 30th anniversary. I'm the same now. I tend to be a responsibility magnet when I enter a new relationship. The outcome, my partners become very comfortable and start taking me for granted. I know that the obvious solution is a split task, but this is against my nature, and I don't know how to break free. Any advice? Wow. You have to realize that, that's great that worked for your dad and your mom. Don't get me wrong. And it's great that you are a man who stands up and takes responsibility and helps out like that. I don't have a problem with that. The problem I'm having is that you do so much that your partner doesn't really have the opportunity to contribute to the relationship. So your overfunctioning is basically robbing them of the joy that people have experience when they care about and do nice things for their partner. Your partners don't get to do that. You take that away from them, sir. So, you're saying that they take it for granted and they start, just letting you do it. That is true, but I'm sure they're not happy like that because they never get to take care of you. Because you take care of you and them and the neighborhood and everybody at your job and everybody in the country and, everybody on the planet. You doing everything. So when do they ever get to do anything for you? See, that's an out of balance relationship. Might I suggest that you look into some codependent counseling. Because even though you might say that, that's how your diet taught you to be, there's a reason why people like to have control of everything. You can couch it under the guise of, well, you want it to be done right, but that's a control issue. You're not letting other people around you make mistakes. You're not letting other people around you show you what they can do. You just take over everything. Can you imagine how that would be if you had children? They would never learn to dress themselves or walk or brush their teeth or anything because you would be doing it all. You can't be like this, dude. I mean, that's great. I mean, I'm serious. My husband used to do the taxes. I missed that part because I'm bad at stuff like that. I just can't. I don't know. Mundane tasks like that, I just don't do it. But I can sit around and think of all kind of ideas about different stuff and write books and do all stuff. I have a creative mind. But the stuff with, the day-to-day stuff, I have all my bills set up on auto pay because I'm terrible. I will forget all about them. So I have them on auto pay, so they're never late and they're always paid. Yeah, but really, like when people have a perfectionism, they're terrified of making a mistake. It's really sad, you know. It's a sad state of affairs. So that's what I'm saying. He needs a little therapy. Oh, these stupid straps keep falling down. He needs some therapy to figure out, how he can let this go and start trusting other people to do stuff for him and learn to accept the fact that they're not going to do it like you might have done it all the time, but that's going to be good enough. Okay, because I had a friend like that. She did the same thing to her husband when they had a baby, right? He wanted to change the baby. He wanted to be involved with his kid, right? She was always hovering and telling him how he wasn't doing it right. He wasn't doing it the way she would have do it. And I told her to stop doing that. I said, it doesn't matter. Is the diaper on the baby? Does the diaper fall off? She said, no. I said, then let him do, he can put the clothes on the baby. The clothes don't have to match the baby. It's like the baby ain't going nowhere. It's not like he's going on a job interview or some shit to get a Nobel Prize or on the red carpet for an Emmy. I mean, what? So the baby got on mismatched clothes. Big whoop-de-doo. And so it's just going to spit up and shit on it anyway. You know what I mean? So what difference does it make? So, but she just couldn't relax like that. Everything had to be the way she wanted it. So eventually, she kept nagging him and stuff. And so eventually he just stopped doing anything and became just like this where, she's like, well, he never wants to help. Why should he? Because you just nag him all the time and nothing he does is ever good enough. So he stopped trying. And that's the thing that you're going to put people into, sir. So you need to really stop doing this. Yeah, the dad should have, but he didn't. And so I don't know. Maybe it worked for his mother, but that wouldn't have really worked for me. Question 14. We got 21 questions today. Female, 21 to 25 from Redondo Beach, California. So I'm 22. And my friends from high school have mostly graduated college this year. I'm still on my second year because I took a year off and then a couple of years I only took 2 or 3 classes. I've been working since I was 16 and paid all my school and everything by myself. I'm still currently working towards my degree, but one friend recently has been kind of giving me snot for not graduating, acting like I'm not going anywhere in life. Then when I get upset, she says she, quote, only wants the best for me, and that's why she says these things. But to me, it's just a cover-up to put me down. Yesterday, she was saying, you really need to get your degree. You don't want to be selling things on Etsy the rest of your life, which was never my plan to do that, first of all. And secondly of all, I'm literally getting my degree right now. I just haven't graduated when she did. She kept going on and on, grilling me on it, like, what do you even want to be? When are you going to move out? And trying to give me advice where I didn't ask for it. I never mentioned to her that I didn't like my life or decisions. I wish I had chose a direction earlier, but I'm not upset that I'll be graduating later than some people. It just is what it is. And people graduate at all different times. Yep, that's right. Some people don't go back to college until they're in their 30s and 40s. But I don't know if I should stay friends with her or not because I feel like she was belittling me and talking down to me and then trying to say she was just being helpful when I didn't ask for help. This isn't the first time either. She has told me before that I need to get my college degree, and now we live in a society where you can't get by without it, end quote, end quote. You just need it, end quote, end quote. You need to put in the work, end quote. On top of this, she has also told me I need to travel. With what money? She's been going out of the country since before she even had a job, so I know that she hasn't paid for any of these trips out of the country. Not everyone has money to spend thousands going on a trip for 6 months. Oh, cuss that bitch out. Next time, let's see. What kind of stuff did she say to you? Giving me snot for not graduating, acting like I'm not going anywhere. Say, oh, fuck you, bitch. What you want from me? I'm doing what I want to do on the schedule that I fucking want to do it. That's not good enough for you? I don't give a fuck. Kiss my ass. Okay, then she's going to be sitting there looking at you all shocked and appalled. Well, you didn't have to talk to me back. Just evidently I did. Because you just won't let up. You a fucking nag. Every time I turn around, you knee deep up in my business trying to tell me what to do when I didn't fucking ask your opinion. When I want your opinion, bitch, I'll give it to you. So until then, don't say shit to me about what I do in my life. You mind your own fucking business. How about that? You got so much to say and shit, why don't you start a blog? Maybe you can make some money with that big-ass fucking mouth of yours. Writing about some shit that maybe somebody will want to read and hear because it ain't me. Okay? Now, just be clear on that. Anything else you thought you was going to say to me about my education, my future, zip it. Because I don't give a fuck what you think. What you think is irrelevant. Who told you could think anyway? Just because you got a college degree, that don't mean shit. That's like a high school diploma. You know what I mean? I don't know, but she would just get cussed out because that, just, I don't know. These people have some patience that I just don't have. I just don't have it. Because it's like she would have said something one time, okay, well, yeah, okay. Okay, now the second time you said, I said, what you keep talking about that shit for? Well, I think this, that. Who told you that you could think? Who told you to think about what I want or what I'm doing? Think about what the fuck you doing. Think about that nasty ass boyfriend that you got. Or you know where that motherfucker is? Because I saw him down at the club with so and so and such and such. I might be lying, but then again, I might not. But that's not the point. The point is to make her have a mental disturbance, to upset her, to make her jealous and be in angst and pitching around emotionally upset. That would be the point because she's going to be trying to make me upset. Let me show you how it's done. That's what I'm talking about. You know, you got to always have something on somebody. Always. Always. So you get with your friends, I'm telling you, you know, they might be cool. They might be cool. But you need to have something that you could read them the riot act about just in case they get jiggy. And then you just read them and just show them, you know, two can play this game, bitch. It ain't no problem. You think I'm going to sit there and take some bullshit from your ass? No, let me tell you about yourself. And then you just start. Yeah, that's how you have to do. So, you know, when they get started, right, they think they're getting the best of you. So then you say, oh, no. Let us do a U-turn and start talking about you now. And then that's what you do. Yeah, I can't be bothered. That's why I only have a couple of friends. And you guys, of course. Some of y'all be getting on my nerves, too, in the chat room. But, you know, I don't have no problem telling you that you're getting on my nerves. So, yeah, that's kind of sad. Oh, let's move on. Question number 15, male, 30 to 36, out of Wisconsin. My mom is 65 and has brain cancer. And first and foremost, she can do things like clean, but her memory is shot and she cannot form new memories or retrieve information very well. Also, she cannot stand for very long. She gets confused and overwhelmed easily. Wow, she's brain cancer. Yeah, she's going to be checking up out of here. Boop. I no longer live at home and haven't for years, and I have distanced myself from my family due to toxicity. However, I can tell my mom is coming to her wits' end. My siblings, 18 to 24, do not help her with chores, finances, or anything. My sister, 22, is most likely taking money from my mom and saying that my mom owes it to her, even though it's not true. She thinks that because she buys house groceries, it's all her own food, she can take my mom's money, even though she has a job and is financially stable. She online shops all the time. My two brothers, 18 to 21, are autistic but still high functioning. They really don't do anything without being asked and just lack motivation in general, even though they're more than capable of doing things. My sister, 24, and her child live with my mom until she can get back on her feet, but she was supposed to be out a year ago. My mom is too nice to leave my niece to the streets, but the issue is my sister leaves her shit everywhere. Prime example, when she leaves her daughter's plates and bowls with leftover food on them on my niece's tiny table, and she goes to bed without picking it up. She goes to sleep without picking it up after herself as well. Every time I come home, it's a mess. And my siblings not helping. The house being a mess unless my mom cleans it. My sister trying to hoodwink me into babysitting. And my mom ranting and crying about how no one will help her. What should I do? I don't want to just abandon her completely because of my toxic siblings, but I hate going to that house, and I would never go again if it wasn't for my mom. And just so you know, I do help my mother out as much as I can, but I'm dealing with my own stuff too. I'm trying my best. I've addressed this issue multiple times in family meetings, but no one has taken a hint that they're all lazy and that they're the problem. We didn't grow up in a structured household, so chores and such were always an issue. Okay, so that means some of this your mother brought on herself. Let me tell you what you do in Wisconsin. You don't say where. You make a call to the social services, those protective services. Your mother is in two protected categories. She's over 65, plus she's like terminal, okay? And you put some moves in place to protect her, get all them people up the fuck up out of her house, and to stop taking, you allege financial abuses, which they are doing because they are not paying her no rent, and they're taking her money and they're using it, and that they can come and investigate her bank account withdrawals and where her money's going and all that kind of stuff. And if they feel like it's been some fraudulent activity up to so many amount, people will start getting charged, and people will be arrested, and people will be in jail. That's what you do. You don't be playing with them bitch-ass relatives of yours. Your mother deserved to have peace in her last days, to die without being stressed the fuck out. They're trifling. Your siblings are trifling to the next level trifling. So that's what you do. And you don't worry about it. You say, this is what's been going on. They're all up in her house. They're taking her money. They're eating up her food. She's got cancer. And they're just dogging her. They're going to make her die earlier from this abuse. I want you to go to the house, and I want you to serve all them people eviction notices to get them the fuck up out of there. And they might even put your mother in the hospice or something, you know. In which case their house will be emptied out and then the house sold. And they won't be able to live there. So I don't know, but start with that, and you might have to get your mother conserved, especially since she's having some memory lapses and stuff. You can get a doctor's, certificate to become her conservator, or they'll make her have a public conservator, through the county or, a private one, whatever. So anyway, someone to make independent decisions that's outside of the realm. They will also take control of her money and any investments that she has, including the house. And it'll all be done legal and above board, and she'll be protected as she goes, into the descent of her last days. She should not have to worry about stuff like this, and you shouldn't have to worry about this either. But you got the law on your side, so just avail yourself of it. This is a one phone call away. Well, yeah, this is elder abuse. This is elder abuse. Thank you, ma'am. Natural. This is elder abuse straight up. There's no doubt about it. Let's move on to question number 16. Female, 21 to 25, out of the UK. I've been with my boyfriend for a year, and he's my second serious relationship. I've only been with one other man. My first boyfriend was 16. I'm 24 now. My boyfriend has mentioned several times that he wishes I was a virgin when I met him. He says nothing is special anymore because I experienced it with another man. He's asked me weird questions like whether I used a condom with my first boyfriend, how many times I did it with him, and if his dick was bigger than he is. When I answered truthfully, he got angry and hurt. You're stupid. You don't never answer questions like that. He actually tried to tell his friends that I was a virgin when I met him, and he was my first boyfriend. I took him to the side and told him not to do that, and he said, you weren't in a relationship with that guy. It wasn't a real relationship. I straight up told everyone I had another boyfriend beforehand and quickly shut him down. The ironic thing is he's had numerous partners, which he brags about. Am I making a big deal out of this? He's clearly insecure, so should I let it slide and make him feel better? No, you should break up with him. Do you have some man telling you that nothing about you is special anymore, and you think that's something worth saving? Are you fucking kidding me? You let him talk to you like that and tell you that to your face, and you don't understand what that means? He means he thinks you're used goods, you're trash. You have no value. That's what he's telling you, little girl. Get rid of this fool. Get rid of him. You need somebody who's a serious man. This is a little dweeb fucker. And it don't matter. He's talking about these weird questions like, no, I never used a condom. You know why? Because I didn't want to, because his dick was bigger than yours, and it felt better too. And when he would have multiple orgasms with him, you barely could give me one. I would hurt his fucking feelings on my way out the door. I would tell him all about himself. No, and as a matter of fact, I lied. I've had 5 boyfriends, and I fucked them all. All of them. All of them were better in bed than you. I would rub his nose in it. I would tell him so much foul, funky stuff. I heard every feeling he ever thought he had. You're not going to talk to me like this and think you're going to get away with it. You're going to try to hurt my feelings and try to devalue me? Let me show you how it's done, son. Your dick is trash. You trash. Your mama's trash. Everything about you is trash. You can't think. You can't walk. You can't talk. Everything about you is useless. All you do is want to talk about, put some value on a woman for what's between her legs. What about you, your dried up community dick? You've been around fucking everything that won't hold still, but you want to try to hold me to a different standard? Fuck you. And it could be something. It's going to be his business when I finish with him, because I'm going to describe every time. I'm going to just look online and find dicks to talk about. It don't have to be real. That's not the point. You guys missed the point. It doesn't have to be real. It has to be said to hurt him back. That's it. You're going to pull out stuff to hurt him back. That's all this is. It's not. It's about getting even, getting revenge. Nothing you say has to be true. You're missing the point. But when I leave, it's going to be a big ruckus. I'm not going to leave quietly. I'm going to make a stink. And this dude here, he deserves to have like an atomic bomb blown off on him. Because he just talking, saying some shit like that. Nothing special anymore. Because you experienced it with another man. You shut up. You community dick hole. You've been fucking everything. Nothing about you is special. Nothing. Even when you kiss, the way you fuck, nothing. Nothing special. And yet, here I am wasting my time with your trash ass dick. You trashy piece of shit. Oh my God. Because he's stupid. That's why. Ashley, you got a man that's all they worry about the woman's values, what's between her legs. He's trash. And anyway, he ought to be happy because you know what happens when women are virgins, they get mad because she don't know nothing. She don't know how to fuck. And so then he can be mad. He'd be like, well, you don't know how to do anything. Well, I'm going to go over here to La Shanisha because at least she knows what she's doing. And she curls my toes and has me screaming like a girl, right? All high pitched and shit. And then, you know, the little virgin, she just laying there because she don't know what to do. You know, she might have read something in a book or something, but, you know, she's never done it. So she don't know what's happening. You know, she's scared of everything, right? So it's like, you know, then the dudes get mad. So it's like, oh, no, let's turn this around. Let's talk about you, okay? Let's talk about you. And all the girls that you fucked that didn't come back for seconds, why do you think they didn't come back? Because your dick is trash. That's why. You don't know what you're doing. Your dick is little and you can't fuck. And everybody doing all that hair flipping and shit, they was channeling Meg Ryan. That shit was fake as hell. And you thought that you was hitting it. You wasn't doing shit. Yes, La Shanisha. She be turning motherfuckers out. Yeah, you know when you don't go back for a second round, dudes ought to know that means your dick was trash. You be begging a woman to come back for round 2 and she ain't coming? Or she get up in the middle of it, I'll throw niggas out my house. Right? Mid-stroke. Oh, get up, stop. This is over. You got to go. And please don't try to act stupid because I will shoot you. You know, I keep weapons all over my house. So it's like, you know, don't, because you will end up ventilated. But it's like, you know, this kind of thing here, he would have to get broke off. I'm just saying. Yeah, you know, because I had these dudes, you know, they say, yeah, you know, I can do this, I can do that. That dick be lasting like 33.9 seconds. And then you be like, okay, is that it? That's it. That's the best you got. And then they be sad and they're just looking at you like, well, you know, I can go round 2. No, you can't. You sitting over there laying there like a fish out of water. You out of shape, fucker. What the hell you doing? I don't have no mercy, not especially when it comes to dick. You better deliver. Okay, you better deliver. And if it's any kind of question, any kind of doubts, now I'm not going to throw you out. If you're going to be trying to call me, I'm going to have blocked your number. And you'll change your name in my phone to Trash Dick to make sure I never answer, even accidentally. Because you're going to call and it's going to pop up on the caller ID. Trash Dick. Oh, shit. Let me not answer. I don't know. Trash Dick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know which one it is. Who's which number at this point. But all I know is to say Trash Dick and he's going to be calling and trying to get an instant replay. Not happening, Captain. Nope. Girl, you know what I'm talking about. Soon as it gets in there, start feeling good, then all of a sudden it's over. And they swear up and down, they hitting it hard, and they just, you know, they the coxman of life and shit. Please. I just can't. But anyway, I've digressed into areas we don't need to digress into. But that's what I would recommend to you. You think about the shit that you could tear his ass tear him a new ass over, read him like a book, and then chuck up the deuces and be out. But make sure you fuck over him first. Leave him in a mental breakdown state, feeling grossly insecure about his sexual prowess. That's what you want to do. Break his ass off. Yeah, they are, because they got that stamina. That's why I was like basketball players. You got a motherfucker to run up and down the court for 45 minutes straight and not be out of breath. That's what I'm talking about. And they tend to be lean. They don't have like blubber on them. I like men that have, you know, like muscles, like low body fat and shit. That's what I'm saying. Okay, let me stop. Question number 17. Male, 37 to 45 from Victoria, British Columbia. I've been married for 10 years now, and she likes to gas me up before eggplant, and then either falls asleep or wants to go to bed. I'm sick of it and have not talked to her for 3 days now. I'm so over it. She thinks I'm overreacting. We have discussed this issue numerous times, and she still does it. I'm about ready to call it quits, and her playing with herself when I'm at work is pissing me off. What should I do? Get a divorce. What do you want from me? She's playing mind games with you and you letting her do it for 10 years, so it must be fun, for at least for her. So, the only way that this would work is that you have to come in, you have to do like I said, you got to fuck with her. So she gonna be playing them games and saying, do you want some, this and that? Blah, blah. No, I know I had some at lunch. I'm good. And she gonna be sitting there looking shocked and appalled. Like what? Like you wasn't giving me none, so I got some somewhere else. What you want from me? You like to play games with the pussy. I'm not down for that. So that's what we're gonna do. Either you give it to me, or I'm gonna get it somewhere else. Cause I'm not doing this shit with you no more. And if you don't like that, then we can get a divorce. Now, which one you want? Either you're gonna start giving up the ass, or I'm going to get a divorce. And then I'll go fuck around and have pussy head just coming out of my ears. Which one would you prefer? Because, this we wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be doing this. I'm telling you, if I was even as a woman, if I had a husband trying to do some shit like this, I'd be all over there, calling Tyrone or somebody. Brentwood, Hollingsworth the third, somebody that has some good dick. And that's where I would be. And then you would be looking for me. And then I'd be like, I'm a little busy right now. I'll see you when I get home. And then that would be that. Yeah, it's sexy. But, I can't play them kind of games. Even when I was mad at my husband, I'd be like, look, I'm mad at you, but you better come on over here and do what we need to do. And then after we finished doing all of that, then I would kick him out and make him go sleep in the guest room or on the couch. Depending, which house we were in, because when we moved, we had a bigger place. Girl, yeah, Tyrone be putting it down. You didn't know? That's how come she was throwing him out. That's why she got to pay, reaching her purse and pay for his way, her way, and his homeboy's way too. Because Tyrone was putting it down. You didn't read between the lines? But then she got tired. And then so she said, well, come and get your friend. Because I'm tired of paying for your friend. But yeah, that was what that was all about, honey. And when she finally got tired, she said, you better call Tyrone. I'm just trying to say, y'all ain't recognizing what she was really saying. Think about all the changes she went through for that man, right? That means that motherfucker was putting it down. I'm just saying. Y'all have to, got to think about these things. So, yeah, she thinks you're overreacting. But, dude, see, that's the thing. When you got people like this, whether this person's male or female, and they want to play these kind of silly games, you play for a while as long as it's fun or interesting or whatever. But once it stops being fun, then you don't play anymore. And then you start turning it back on them. And that's when you start fucking with them. That's the first thing I would tell her. It's like, oh, no, I don't really want any. I'm tired. I had so much at lunch. I had so much after work, before work, whatever. I've had my fill now. I'm good. Question number 18, female, 21 to 26 out the East Bay. Oh, a homegirl. I work for a beauty company in the San Francisco Bay Area. Recently, my new coworker transferred to my store. She is really wonderful, a brilliant makeup artist, and really going places. We don't interact a ton because I work a few different jobs on top of school, so I usually only work 1 or 2 times a week there, and so far we haven't had the same shift a lot. Also, to be honest, I have a lot of social anxiety, so striking up conversation with new people isn't exactly my forte. I decided to work retail to try and get over my anxiety. So when she started working, I just didn't realize that she was transgender, so I referred to her as him literally up until today. I only found out that she was trans because I followed her on Instagram and saw her pronouns listed. She also has a gender-neutral name, so I really did not take it as an indicator of her gender. We have had male coworkers before who were not trans and just wore makeup and preferred to be called he, him. So I suppose it never occurred to me that she was different. I feel like such a fool and so embarrassed that I may have offended her or caused her pain. Should I DM her to apologize for misgendering her? Should I say something in person? Or should I just not say anything and just continue to call her by the correct pronouns? Why did you write me this? You know I don't believe in this trans shit. This is a bunch of bullshit. And that is a person with a dick that will never be a she or a her. Okay, that's my stance, and I will never change my mind. So why you decided to write this thinking I was gonna co-sign on this bullshit? If he gets his feelings hurt because you called him, well, that's just too bad because that's what he is, a dude with makeup. Okay, a dude that wants to have a gender neutral name, but it's still a dude. When you lift up them clothes, that's a dick and some nuts there, that's a man. Okay, so I don't care about all this other shit that you talking, and he likes makeup and stuff. So do a whole bunch of other people. Some of the best hairstylists in this world and makeup artists are males, and you know what? They own it. That's what I like about gay men, because at least they own who they are. They're not trying to be somebody else. That's why I like them. They are truthful to themselves and to other people. This shit here, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is, but I'll tell you one thing. If I'm a woman and you ain't like me, then that means you ain't one either. You can't be me. You're a dude trying to be like me, but you'll never succeed. And that's just the way that it is. You don't have to like it, but that's reality. Yeah, men are men. They're going to stay men. And women, too. I got into it with this chick. She's like, I'm a guy. I'm like, bitch, your ass is a dude. Get over it. Well, I live as a man. I said, you could do that. Ain't nobody telling you you can't do that. But I'm telling you, when you die and they do the autopsy, you going down as a dead woman. Okay? If they find your body buried in the park, they're going to say, oh, we found the bones of a female. And she got so mad. She signed off and she was mad. But I'm like, that's reality. What you want from me? I deal in reality on this channel. That's why I'm trying to get all these people that write me to deal with reality. What would I look like suddenly switching and going into fucking Fantasyville? It's a mental illness land with these crazy fucks. I'm not going to do that. That's never going to happen. Not on this channel. We're going to do things by what's real. What's the facts. Okay? And the facts are you got a dick, you a dude. That's just it. Sorry. So anyway, I have nothing to say to you about this. And you worried about causing him some pain. Unless he tells you, call me such and such, don't assume shit. Call him, her, it, shim, whatever the fuck it is, by his name, and then that's it. You don't have to worry about all these he, she's labels and all that stuff. Call people by their name. That eliminates all that drama. Question number 19, male 30 to 35 out of New York. My wife and I have been married for 2 years. We are both in our late 20s. When I first met my wife, she was still living with her mother. I found it a bit odd that she still was, but since she had a job, I figured it was just to save money, so I didn't question it. Every time we went on a date, she would constantly ask her mother would constantly ask what we were doing and even ask her to be home by a certain time. Wait, what? How old is this chick? 30s, in her 30s, and you're married for 2. Okay, you late. Okay, so they're probably like 29. He checked the 30 to 35 bucks. Okay, so maybe one person's 30. She didn't drop this the whole time we were dating. She always had to hang out at her mom's house. Her mom did not approve of us being alone at my place. This annoyed me, but I love my wife, so I put up with it. On our wedding night, she followed us to our room and almost would not leave. Our hotel had a pull-out couch, so she asked if she could sleep on it. My wife actually stood up for herself at this point and told her no. We were on our honeymoon. Her mom would constantly call and text to see what we were doing. It ruined our trip. When we told her we were doing something that she didn't approve of, she would ask us to not do it, which my wife would actually listen to. Ever since we have been married, it has not gotten much better. She's still constantly checking in to see what we are doing. And if it is something she doesn't like, she will still make my wife not do it. The problem is that my wife is actually still listens to her. Then she'll say, honey, my mom doesn't like this. Can we leave? I tried to argue at first and tell her that she doesn't control us, but my wife never listens. Her mom is also included in many of her plans. I say half of our date nights are with her mother. We never go on vacation by ourselves either. It's always with her mom. Her mom is single and always claims to be lonely, so she always guilt trips my wife into letting her be involved in our plans. She even tried to ground my wife when she does something she doesn't like. What? Sometimes she came to our house and found alcohol in the cabinet. She got super upset and yelled at my wife. She said that she couldn't go to do certain things, even tried to take her iPad away. The crazy thing is that my wife listened to her and made sure to not go to the places that her mother didn't want her going to. I finally had enough of it to the point where I snapped. I told my wife to stop letting her mother control her. I told her she's acting like a baby and it's getting really annoying. I called her a child and said she needs to hurry and grow up and let her know that I might need a break from them if this continues. She started crying and said she was leaving to stay with her mom to let us take a break. I tried to tell her I wanted to talk through it. She didn't listen. She went over to stay with her mom. I haven't heard from either of them since. What in the world should I do? File for divorce. You shouldn't have never married the bitch. What's wrong with you? You got somebody. Okay, you can't be a child and an adult and somebody's wife at the same time, sir. You should have wrote to me when this first started happening. I would have told you don't do it. Leave her there with her mama. Because you got a grown-ass woman who's listening to her mother like that and dragging you into it. And plus, that said, where's your nuts? When she is calling on your honeymoon, you're supposed to snatch the phone from your wife, take that phone and go like this, because you could always buy her another one when you get back, and toss that thing into the nearest body of water. That's what you're supposed to do. So that the mother can't call, and the mother can't text. That's what you're supposed to do. Your phone, too, if you had to. So that you guys could have peace. See, that's how you do. And then, the woman coming over to your house and going in your cabinet, you're supposed to go over there and slam your cabinet and say, bitch, don't be going through my shit. I bought everything up in this bitch. This is my house. You don't run shit here. Take your ass back to your house where you run stuff. That's not here. And if you want to, take your raggedy ass childish daughter with you. Both of y'all can get the fuck out. Because, this is it. You can't be a man of your house and you got some bitch that don't even live there coming in telling you what to do. You need to grow up here, sir. This should have never went down like this. And she trying to go every date you go, you say, no, you're not going. She tried to go, nope, put her ass in an Uber and send her back to her house. Have boundaries. You don't have any. And that's why she's been able to get away with all this stuff. You just go along and go along. Girl, see, my girlfriend must have that snapalicious. I'm telling you, because dude has just lost his mind. There's no way that this would go down. And I'm a woman. It's my husband's mama trying to go everywhere we go. Bitch, take your happy ass home. Ain't nobody trying to look at you. I'm trying to fuck my husband. I can't do with your ass in the next room. Get the fuck out of here. You're going to hear some shit you not going to like. But then again, maybe she would like it. I don't know what she needs. She needs something, but she need to get the fuck out of my life, out of my face. And they've been married. He's been dealing with this. They was married for 2 years, and however long he was dating before that happened. Bitch trying to come on your honeymoon and shit? Oh, hell no. This is unbelievable. Question number 20. Yeah, this was a divorce to me. Female 225 out of Baltimore, Maryland. Hi, Deb and Candace. Thank you for choosing my letter. Oh, that's nice. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend, 25, for a year. We both have a high sex drive, and he taught me how to give him, oh my, but he would never, okay. He's done it twice in our whole relationship, and his reason was because he has a very sensitive smell. I've never reached the magic mountain with him. He gets so upset about it, but yet he doesn't get me ready. Apparently, me getting excited from giving him... Okay, this letter is really hard for me to read. Candace, why'd you put this in here for? Because Anyway, he says we talked about it, but the conversation ends quickly because he claims I'm the only girl that hasn't reached the mountaintop with him, and he gets really upset about that. He is a great guy and supportive, but our sex life sucks, and I'm getting sick of it. I've been thinking of telling him to go straight to it because if he's not going to have preliminaries, then he isn't getting any either. But I know that'll end up in an argument. I'm just fed up of having the fun every time and saying I'm a dream in bed, but yet I haven't had one with him. What can I say to him? You can say goodbye, you non-fucking motherfucker. That's what you say. Why are you staying in a situation where your body's being used to jack off? That's essentially what's happening. He's giving you all these fucking compliments and you sitting up there, he's having all the time of his life. You ain't getting shit out of it. Well, you're not even getting no money. You're not at least charged. You just going to get fucked and you ain't going to get shit out of it. You ought to be getting paid. Okay, that's called being in business. That's what prostitutes do. But at least they get paid. You ain't even getting that. So I would just tell you that he's a great guy and he's supportive and all this old shit. Who gives a shit about all of that? Because that's a good friend. Once you cross over to lover, then he's supposed to be delivering. He ain't delivering, then you don't have him as a lover no more. You get rid of him. Yep, trash dick. Trash. You got trash dick and you got a boyfriend with trash dick and you trying to make some big deal romance out of it. And just lay up there and let him use you like that. You need to snap the fuck out of this dream you in. Get rid of this fool. And then be sure to tell him on the way out, I'm breaking up with you because you can't fuck. And all the girls who you think who lied and told you that they reached the magic mountaintop with you, they lied. Because your dick is trash. You don't know what the fuck you doing. You still stiff. You don't have no technique. You non-experimental. It's like fucking a goddamn mannequin. That's about how exciting you are in bed. There's nobody trying to fuck you. Get out of my life. Get out of my bed. Go away. You and your trash dick. Ugh. I'm just saying. If you getting something out of it, because you know they got them dudes, honey, that they be putting it down so good, it'd be a line of women trying to get a ride, get a turn on that shit. They call that the magic stick. They be making the magic happen, and everybody be like, "Oh goddamn, girl, let me tell you about what he did." What this? Okay, so then you know they be having 2 or 3, 4 women, and ain't nobody complaining. Okay, because he makes the shit be happening. Okay, that's what a lot of dudes they don't understand. You know how come? How come they have so many women? It's because he knows how to fuck and you don't. That's why. Plus, he looks like something. He got a nice body. You look like Pillsbury Doughboy. You got that gut and shit, and your dick is 4 inches long, and you can't fuck. Okay, so you trying to have a woman that's going to be satisfied to be with you for 20, 30, 40 years and shit, you need to be able to put it down. You ain't doing all of that. She still don't want to be with you. Not like that. She going to tip out, or she going to leave you. Or she going to be mad at you all the time. That's because you ain't making no shit happen, or it's just going to make her happy. I'm just saying. You all know I'm not lying. You got a man that's putting this shit down. You be like, oh, look, he left his pants on the floor. That's okay. I'll pick them up. Da, 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 da. Over there, and you strike your little pose like, what's her name did in that movie, Illegally Blonde. Remember that little pose that she struck, and she reached down to the floor, and she picked up. That would be you, picking up his pants, picking up his dirty socks, picking up his beer can that he left by the TV, and you be skipping to the kitchen, choo, choo, choo. Because you know that night you going to have a good time. Because dude's going to come in and put it down. See? That kind of stuff just changes a woman's attitude. So, dude, you got a woman that's not skipping around and happy and shit. That means you ain't fucking her right. Let me just be blunt. You're not fucking her right, and that's your fault. You don't know what the fuck you doing in bed. What you want from me? I don't know. I just like people. I don't know what people expect from me. They think I'm just gonna be here lying to them. I'm not. I'm just gonna tell them. She got that. The dudes. I'm telling you, dudes that got it like that. They just have a line of women. Yeah, Legally Blonde. That part wasn't that best. Yeah, jumping fences like 50 Cent, Vivica Fox going through people's backyards and shit, trying to get to that dick. I've been scared of him ever since because I look at dude and I be looking and it's like, okay, I compared him to a picture of one of them Jane Goodall gorillas. And I'm looking at Jane Goodall with a gorilla, chimpanzee, whatever the fuck she had. And then I'm looking at 50 Cent and I'm like, they look like cousins, relatives, siblings. I'm not taking no part of it. Especially got bitches jumping fences and shit. And it wasn't like Vivica was a child. She was like 40 or something. And she jumping over fences and shit like an Olympic hurdler trying to get to that man. I'm like, nah, I don't want no parts of dude. Even if I did know him, which I don't, I would not want, no, don't even stand next to me. I'm scared of you. I'm scared of that. Okay, let's move on to our last question 21 of the day. Male, 21 to 25 out of Denver. I was raised by a toxic single father. He spent my whole childhood and teenage years trying to mold me into his image of, quote, being a man, both in a positive and negative sense. He taught me some valuable skills like self-defense and fixing things, but he also shamed me for things like crying or not being interested in sports. This makes the holidays a bit awkward and a source for contention. Because I met some of his criteria of being a man, he acts like his parenting is a complete success story and sings my praises around my relatives who range from being decent to downright unpleasant. I feigned happiness just to avoid conflict during the holidays, but I knew it was all phony. Every time my father praised for doing what he approved of, there were many more times where he expressed shame or disappointment that I didn't meet his expectations. Well, September has just barely started. My father already let me know what our family plans to do for Thanksgiving. He'd rented a cabin out in the country, and we were going to have the most outdoorsy Thanksgiving ever, complete with using an outdoor and turkey fryer. Dad, you got to use them suckers outside. You know how much grease that is? If that grease spills over that hot-ass grease, you better be able to jump back and let that shit hit the ground. We were okay. While admittedly that sounds like fun, I don't want to go this year. I haven't told him this. I've only been dating this woman for 5 months, but I enjoy her and her family's company far more than my own family. I'd much rather spend the holidays with her. I know it's not appropriate to invite yourself to any parties and gatherings, but I'm tempted to ask just to avoid another holiday season with a dysfunctional family. Maybe she'll ask me, but part of me doesn't want to leave anything to chance. I'd much rather have a Thanksgiving where I'm actually happy instead of pretending to be happy just to avoid conflict. What should I do? You should tell her. You say, this is going really well and stuff. How do you feel about us spending Thanksgiving together? We could spend Christmas with our respective families, but I'd like to spend Thanksgiving with you if that's okay. See what she says. She'll probably be like, yes, I was afraid to ask you because, we're still so new. I thought that you might want to spend it with your family. So she'll probably be happy. As long as you act right and everything's still good in 2 months when that happens. But, by then you guys have been dating 7 months. That's a good little time to go and spend Thanksgiving with her family. So ask her. The worst she could say is, I think it's too soon or something like that, in which case you can say, okay, and then maybe you can make plans to do it at Christmas or something. But see, Christmas is more awkward because then you got to buy everybody presents and shit. That's why Thanksgiving is better. It's free. Just bring a couple of bottles of wine or something, and you in there. But yeah, with the Christmas, you got to buy people presents, get the kids shit, sing carols and all that old shit. Wear them ugly ass Christmas sweaters, eat white people green bean casserole. I'm sorry, but that is some nasty shit. I don't know who invented that. They should be stabbed in the eye, because that is some disgusting stuff. Have you ever had that? Them freeze dried onion rings? Oh my God, it's like toxic waste in a canister. No, 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 no. Because, I have a lot of white friends, and I've, eaten at their house, and they be having that shit. I be looking at them little squiggles in there, and they're like, don't you want to try? And I did try, because, you have to try. I like to try stuff so I know if I like it or not. And I crunched on one of them dried up onion things. I was like Tom Hanks and Big, remember? I spit that shit out, and I was not dignified about it either. I was just like Tom Hanks. Oh, no, this has to leave my mouth immediately, if not sooner. That was nasty. Sean Q, okay, we're taking your black card. It's revoked. It's revoked. Give it him. Give it. I tell you, that was gross. Mm-mm. But, maybe you had something that was made different than I did, because I've heard there's a couple of different ways to make it. But, I don't know what this lady did. I didn't ask. How you go places and stuff is really good. And you say, oh, my God, can I have the recipe for that? There was none of that going on. I was like, oh, they like, you want some more of that? Nope, I sure don't. I don't want none of that. That shit is nasty. How can you be eating that? I'm sitting there looking at everybody. Mm-mm. And, you can't eat everybody's gumbo either. Because people be trying to think they may know how to make gumbo, and it should be nasty. This girl had made what she called gumbo. She used canned chicken, canned oyster juice from a jar or something, and canned crab, and then canned shrimp. Everything in that bowl, in that pot was from a can. And it was like broth. And then she's like, it was like watery. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what is this? And she said, that's gumbo. I said, this is not gumbo. I don't know what this is. And she said, well, that's what my dad makes. I said, your daddy can't cook. And she's like, you're very rude. I said, this is nasty food. I'm leaving. You're not going to torture me with this. Have me coming all the way over here to eat this gruel? What is wrong with you? This is disgusting. I wish I would have taught to take a picture of it so I could have showed you guys. So it was like nasty. It was uber disgusting. I never seen no shit like that. Yeah, everything in it was out of a can. She stood at that pot opening up cans. I'm like, well, you ain't making no roux? Where's the stuff that's supposed to go in the stuff? Where's your sausage and shit? She didn't have none of that. Everything was out of a can. I was so done. I was so done. And then she said, that's her daddy. I said, your daddy can't cook for shit. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. But I guess I should stop talking now because our show for today is over. But on Friday, we're going to have our next to last DNN. So you guys send them in. Send in your last memes and stuff for the season, because we go through the summer, and this Friday's the next to last show, and next Friday's the last one before we move on to other stuff. On Sunday, I have your next Sunday sermon, and we're going to be talking about stupid reproduction, how women choose men to have a baby by, and the motherfucker's stupid. dumb, ugly, got learning disabilities, an IQ the size of a snail, and just all kinds of stuff that y'all don't be thinking about, and you be having kids, the kids be all fucked up and stupid and ugly and all deformed and shit, and then you trying to figure out what happened. Well, you got to think about genes and DNA and shit. You got to think about that stuff. People in the olden days didn't know about those things, but you don't have that excuse now because you know, okay? And you don't want to be doing that. Yeah, people be experimenting on all kind of food they be putting on them holiday tables. I'm just like, I'm gonna eat what I recognize, like a baked sweet potato, nothing that you done mashed up with some other stuff that is mystery ingredients. I'm real funny like that. If I don't know you can't, if I don't know your cooking style, I'm not eating at your house. You be inviting me, and I'll be like, you all right, Kulini? Well, you know the drill around here. We don't do that though. On the advice column, I stick to what the people say. You know what they do. Because if I start projecting and coming up with all kind of fabulous theories and stuff, I could go on down a trail that would have nothing to do with their letter. That is my policy. I've adhered to it for 30 years, and it's never done me wrong. So I try to rein you guys in. I enjoy having you here, but we all got to be on the same page. If we're going to help people, yeah, they're going to be looking at the chat. They're going to be looking for your help, your input too. You guys have to be on the same page as me. We're going to stick to the facts, okay, which is in the letter. We're not going to be creating scenarios in our head or letting our imagination run wild. We're not going to do that. We're going to stick to what they said. You can offer wonderful suggestions. You guys always do. Good insight and stuff based on what they said. So long as we do that, we all in there. We all in there, and it's all right together, okay? But I had a good time. I hope you guys did too with all the fun tonight. I do. If you are not a subscriber to the Deathrism channel, please hit that subscription button before you leave and hit that like button so you like the video. Because what am I looking at? 93 likes. It's been 1,100 folks up in here off and on over the course of the show. And 93 likes? What is this? I know. I have to go. I have to go because I need more wine because these people done made me need, I really need like some hand. But I'm going to just make do with this wine. And we're going to have us a good time again on Friday. So you guys rest up. Send in your memes to survivingdating@gmail.com. Screenshots of stupid stuff that people have said online and memes and all that. Survivingdating@gmail.com. Make the subject line Dusty News. Dusty News. And we'll look at it and look about for the last two shows of this season. I appreciate all your support, your super chat donations, everybody who's a Patreon subscriber. Love you guys. You guys are the best audience ever. I'll see you real soon, like Friday night. Bye-bye.